Oh no, you soon spot them from behind this counter. You get a fair indication from the way they pay their bill. That shows if they respect our way of life, or if they're out to make trouble by running people to debt. Some of them don't even know themselves. Their brains taken out at night, bit by bit, replaced by artificial material brought in their ships. Of course, that's their method. It can take years. Oh, you don't want to say that, Miss Hatch. That worries me. Hope there ain't no parting in me I won't bother with. They won't try it on you, Billy. You've led a clean life, and now you see your reward. They're trying to bribe you, you know. Go on. Yeah. Leave notes. Found one in the jam, took the lid off, there it was, right on a steamy window. That's another one of their tricks. By the time you brought someone to see it, it's gone. How much they offer you? I didn't read the exact sum. I was too disgusted. Mrs. Scruffy, I was hoping you'd call for a day at Mrs. Child House.
Mrs. Hatch, we explain why you're holding a meeting at 11 o'clock in the morning on a working day. Has the whole town gone on strike?
Now, Mrs. Raffy, your curtains have come. Hollycoat was just running up to the house with a message. Not many people can afford to hang this quality at the window, Mrs. Raffy. I congratulate you on an excellent choice. Very light sample. I think you'll agree. Identical.
Mrs. Hatch, I've been speaking to Mr. Carson.
Yes, and I hope the young gentleman's as well as circumstances allow.
Mr. Carson tells me that on the night of the journey he met you on the beach, that he called on you for help, and they refused, in a language not merely abusive, but callous. Silver. What? Mrs. Hatch, you cannot expect me to support a businesswoman who ignores her duties as a for which she is paid attention. Anyone else?
Did you see the story? What could I do, Christian or not? Calm waters, Mrs. Raffy.
Hatch, it's all over the place. I'd expect you to be like this. Mr. Carson tells me you've raved and sworn.
He's a liar! And a scoundrel!
Dear. Send it back.
Not a liar, no. But he was half drowned. How could you expect it? He was hallucinating shots. I shouted instructions to him. I tried to help. You let an innocent man drown. I've said so many things back for you, Mrs. Raffy. The manufacturers won't deal with me anymore.
No lie.
I'm in a small business. I'm on the blacklist. I had to pay for all of this before we sent it. And I made such a fuss about delivery. All of my capital has gone into it.
You should have thought about that before. I shan't have the curtains in the house. I'd be afraid to have the curtains drawn. They'd remind me of the tragedy.
I tried to help. I've never seen such a storm. You didn't see it. You were safely tucked up in bed. My whole life work is at stake. I'm on the edge of a terrible disaster.
It goes back.
I see. You're acting on his instructions already then. You're his first. It's you been corrupted.
Good day.
I must speak out, Mrs. Raffy. Mr. Carson is a spy. He murdered Mr. Bentham and he's here on a mission.
Miss Coffin, corrupted. What else did you say? A spy? A murder? Oh dear. I must go home immediately.
Of course, I shall not take your allegations seriously. You were always over-imaginative for a chauffeur. It would be better if you were to close your shop and leave.
Yes. I am more in the creative line. You will take the material, Mr. Raffy. This whole shop is tidy. The little I put on, not much. There's no big buyers here. I couldn't settle in the larger towns. No capital, but I've worked hard. Much of it against the time. Do you want me to crawl, Mrs. Raffy? Feel the stuff. But all the pity of it is that you don't see this whole community is threatened by that's why, yes, my bastard, he is tricked you. Only I
free. Hey. And she can let I'm damned if I ever deliver to the door pieces of 3 nuts. These are the moments that test events moving alongside 3 nuts. I'll discuss it all in the inquest. Yes, that's my public pulpit. God, what can I do? They'll never believe me. They're fools. They're so careful. 3 yards. Don't let your hand shake. No, stop that. No trembling. No complaints. Take my shears to that little swine. I'll snip him. I'll improve his appetite. Send me to the warehouse. Begging up to give me work. Picking rats, cleaning trains. 3 yards. 1, 2, 3. Miss Hatch, what are you doing? Hold them up, Billy. Nice and neat. You can't drop. I've had goods in the bottom of a cart like a sack of sprouts. I ain't touching nothing. Folks have got their temper up. You must fend for yourself now.
Mrs. Hatch, I shall report this morning's outrage to the town doctor and constable. I shall certainly see that no one under my influence ever uses any of your shops again.
Come in, Mrs. Raffy. Your order is attended to.
Oh, Louise, don't go in.
Hatch.
Pull yourself together.
The content's nearly done. You see, I cut it all myself. You have to know the cloth. Look at that edge. I could have 10 assistants. Open departments, haberdasheries, riding habits, liveries, a sporting counter. I could have shut the toes to me. But nobody ever stays long enough to learn the trade. It takes a lifetime, Mr. Raffy. Always 3 yards wide. Don't they take to me? And when it's so hard to... They must be up. What do they see? What are they looking for? What do they ever find? The trade is a respectable vocation. I've walked my life away on this floor. Down 3 yards. Why? Why isn't the floor more than 30 years I'm worn through?
Mrs. Hatch, you're pulling it to pieces. No one can take this material now.
Oh, I couldn't stop her.
I'm here touching her. These shears are the part of my hand. Watch how the cloth needs them. That's the gesture of my soul, Mrs. Raffy. There's a whole way of life in that.
Mrs. Hatch, listen to your friends. You make it hard for me to help you.
There, Mrs. Raffy, some lengths to getting on. Will you take them with you now?
No,
Oh, Louise, don't go to her.
But you see, it's cut according to the customs requirements. It's in pieces.
no.
Oh, what foolishness.
You pay now. Pay the bill. Tie it away, of course. Don't let these things hang over you.
Oh, good.
Don't antagonize, missus. You two try to take it out. Allow me. I do it all in a nice, humane way. Mrs. Rabbit can't be soiled with money.
Oh, Louise, you bad.
Nonsense. Mrs. Hunt, I've shouted on the street. Mrs. Hatch has made me a prisoner.
All that money of your money, you won't pay your debt.
Mrs. Hatch, remember who we are.
Mr. Garson gives you money now. You're all highest spinners for backwards. Hatch.
You're a fool. See to Mrs. Hatch. She's very poorly. Her only have a slight cut.
How did that happen? She tried to grab my me.
I don't know what you've been up to amongst yourselves. Have you no respect for public opinion?
Sam,
Will your husbands and children hold their heads up for years?
please, sir, please, go on.
Put your finger on his knob.